try to win the game for the Browns. 13 seconds remaining. He lines it up. Bojorquez with his knee on the ground at the 48. Hewlett over the ball. Snap back. He's into it. Line drive. End over end. The kick is up, and it is. It is good. Ken York hit the field goal from 58 yards out with 8 seconds left to go in the ball game.
That's why they drafted Ken York in the 4th round. We said get him into the 40-yard line, and he hits it. This is unbelievable, Jim.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the 3rd episode of the 5th Quarter Podcast. Thank you guys for tuning in. It's your boys, Sean and Logan. And we got victory Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, etc. Victory week. Browns start out 1-0. We're going to break it down, give our opinions on everything from week 1. You already know the deal. First Browns season opener victory since 2004? 2005?
Yep. 2000. Yeah, one of those two.
Crazy. I was 9 years old. And I couldn't even tell you who the quarterback was. If I had to guess, I would say Jeff Garcia.
Bingo. Look at you.
Really?
Yeah.
Let's go, baby. The GOAT. Feels good. Feels like the tide is turning. With that being said, jumping right into it, first quarter, we got the question of the week. You know Sean posts the question of the week every Monday on Twitter. If you're not tuning in, give us your opinions, whether you vote, whether you comment, whether you vote and comment, whether you vote, comment, retweet, favorite, whatever. Question of the week. Sean asks, overall, what would you grade Jacoby Brissett's overall performance in week 1? 1% of the voters said A. Give him an A. We're not even going to talk about that. 26% of the people said he would get a B. Reasonable, understanding. 57% of the people said C. And 16% of the people said D. I'm sure there's a couple people that would weirdly say F. But me personally, I would give him a C. I could understand a B. I can't understand an A or a D. I know Sean is going to feel the same, a little bit, but Jacoby Brissett, he had a couple bad throws. There were a couple questionable throws, a handful. The pass interference ball that he threw up to, was it DPJ or Amari Cooper? I want to say it was DPJ. On like the 1 or 2. Questionable ball. Yeah, you get a penalty, but like questionable ball. But he didn't turn the ball over. So, you get points for that. He did what he was supposed to do. I'm not going to break down his stats because we'll do that, later in the show. But me personally, I'd give him a C. I think he managed the game. He did what Baker Mayfield should have did for a lot of games last year. Yeah, Baker Mayfield had big games last year, but then he also had games where he played like dog shit and we lost because of it. Jacoby Brissett played in the middle of both of those. He did what he was supposed to do. So for that, I give him a C. Don't hate him. Don't want to see Josh Dobbs play. I know some people were saying, put Josh Dobbs and we should be playing Josh Dobbs. You're weird and you don't watch football. Sean, the floor is yours. What did you grade Jacoby Brissett? An A? You were the 1%, right?
No. Maybe they just misclicked, because you can't take back when you select something in a poll. But we'll just let that slide. Maybe someone who's just very overly confident and just loved the way he played because we're just so used to turnover city. I don't know.
Yeah.
I personally gave him a C. I think that the 57% of the people who agreed with us were right. Didn't play great. Didn't turn the ball over. I was almost going to say one of his stats, but I'll wait. But yeah, he managed the game. Managed the game. He did exactly what we needed to do. I think, some first game jitters. Those things happen. You're on the road in the first game. A lot of high expectations. He knows he has to play well because of who they're playing against. So I think he, early on in the game, he definitely had some jitters because he did kind of calm down as the game went on, and towards the end, crunch time, he got a little jittery again. Had some calls go our way and a couple great throws, on that last drive. So he was played within himself. He didn't try to do too much. Didn't turn the ball over, which is a huge. Again, we cannot stress that enough. Like you said, there were games last year that came down to the wire where Baker would turn the ball over, take a sack, or fumble the ball, or whatever the case was. We didn't see that, So I think C is perfect. I think D is a little extreme. A little bit of too high expectations if you're giving him a D. I do want to read one tweet on the response to that poll. This guy said, I was going to say his name, but I don't want to roast the guy. Gave him an F. He said, and I quote, "Dink passes was all he has. Never will get anywhere with this lifetime backup quarterback." Okay, first of all, nobody's saying that he's a starter caliber. He's what we have. So let's take that out of the equation. We know he's a backup quarterback. That's obvious. 2, he's a backup quarterback. He's not going to throw like Patrick Mahomes and throw 50 yards down the field on the road. We talked about that last week. He's not going to play like that. So if you are expecting that, that is on you. Go watch Kansas City if you want to see a quarterback roll around and run around and throw sidearm and in between defender. You're not going to see that with Jacoby Brissetts. I'm sorry. If you haven't realized that by now, you need to go watch another sport. It's not going to happen, people. It just isn't. He played well enough to win the game. That's exactly what we want for the first 11 weeks. I can't complain. Yeah. I cannot complain.
So because I remember seeing that tweet, but I wanted to see it. That's all he was. Never get anywhere with this lifetime backup. And, not to roast Jacoby Brissett or anything, but that's exactly what he needs to be, is a backup quarterback. People have this, idea or image in their head that he needs to play like Deshaun Watson, when in reality he doesn't. You know what I mean? And Jacoby Brissett said it himself when they asked him at a press conference in the preseason, how hard is it for you to not be Deshaun Watson? And, or whatever they asked him. Basically, he's not Deshaun Watson. And he doesn't play like Deshaun Watson.
He doesn't try to be.
So that's all he needs. I don't want to say he needs to be, a lifetime backup quarterback, but all he needs to do, he understands what he needs to do. Let's just leave it at that.
He knows his role.
And let's just move on. Exactly. He knows his role. So whatever. You want to complain about dink passes after we got a W? I don't care. I get it. You want to hold him to a higher standard. We did it with Baker Mayfield last year. A W is a W, and we're not paying this guy $250 million. Excuse me. So it is what it is. Moving on. Second quarter. Browns versus Panthers recap. Browns got the dub. Let me just say this. I was going to cuss, but I had to, take it back a notch. Screw Baker Mayfield. So happy that we beat Carolina. Let me just get that out the way. Anyway, moving forward. The running backs went absolutely nuts. Nick Chubb started that hype video that he put out. You can't put out a hype video like that, as fire as it was. And, if you know, if you haven't seen it, then you live under a rock. If you haven't seen this video, I suggest you go watch it. But anyway, like you said, you can't put out a fire ass, hype video like that and not back it up. And Kareem Hunt, Nick Chubb backed it up. I mean, he came to play. 22 rushes, 141 yards, multiple big plays, averaged 6.4 yards a carry. I mean, what more do you want from the guy? We said exactly what he was going to do. If you remember, we talked about it. Nick Chubb is going to have a big game. The running backs in general are going to have a big game. So I was very excited. Do you have anything to add about Nick Chubb before we moving on down the list?
No, I was just going to say going off like what you said about the hype video, the guy doesn't ever speak. He doesn't ever hype anything up.
Right.
So when he talks and he hypes something up,
Mhm.
you know it's gonna come to fruition. Like, he doesn't just say things to say things. I mean, there's players who hype themselves up. Oh, I'm gonna go off and then don't. No, this guy, when he talks, you listen, and he 99% of the time will back it up.
And I love it. I love it. I will quote a Drake lyric before we move on. A wise man once said nothing at all. Moving forward, Kareem Hunt played huge, right? 11 rushes, 46 rushing yards, had a rushing touchdown, along with 4 receptions for 24 yards and a receiving touchdown. Love it. Nothing crazy. Yeah, he, had what? 90 total yards? No, 70. My bad.
70, yeah.
I'm literally drunk. 70 total yards, 2 touchdowns. I'll take it every day of the week. On top of Kareem Hunt's 141 yards, I'll take it every day of the week. Sign me up. I think we're going to have a big year from Kareem Hunt. Kareem Hunt wants to stay in Cleveland. I don't think he wants to play anywhere else. I think he's willing to take a pay cut to play with Nick Chubb for the rest of his career. He said it. Him and Nick both want to play with each other. So I don't want to see him get traded. But, if he does, I want him to make as much money as possible. That being said, I think he has a big year. Like we talked about, Jacoby Brissetts didn't make any mistakes. So, you'd love to see that. We didn't break down any of his stats, so let's do that now. Completed 18 out of his 34 passes, 53%, 147 yards, 1 touchdown, that touchdown being to Kareem Hunt. No interceptions, no fumbles, was only sacked once for a loss of 9 yards. I'll take it, maybe get those throws down or those attempts down a little bit, throw a little bit less, or, maybe, I don't know, get Njoku involved a little bit more. He only had 1 target and 1 catch for 7 yards. I don't like that. Same thing, Harrison Bryant had 4 targets, 2 catches for 18 yards. Get the tight ends involved a little bit more, specifically David Njoku. He's a guy that's, been around for a couple of years. He's had a bunch of big games with the Browns. With our wide receiver room being, iffy, get him the ball, get his confidence up. But yeah, Jacoby Brissetts, I like it. I don't really know much more we can say about Jacoby Brissetts. Him and I share a birthday. I found that out today. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, the only thing I'll touch on is, like you said, I would like to see the attempts down a little bit more. Anywhere between the 25 to 30 range. I know I said last week I could see him going 17 for 20-ish. May have been a little bit more unrealistic on my part, but I was kind of in the ballpark, I guess. If he would have went 18 for 25, I would have been satisfied. You know what I mean? So, like I said, first game jitters, I'm sure that had something to do with him, missing some throws. But like we said, he did not turn the ball over. Some of the throws where he was throwing it downfield, sure, were kind of questionable, but they ended up incomplete. I'll take 9 incomplete passes over 3 picks any day. So.
I don't know. 9 incomplete passes. Is that all he had?
No, I was just throwing out a number.
Oh.
But
yeah, because it was, 14? No. 16. So, but I'd say six of those throws were questionable. Anthony Schwartz had a drop as well. So, I like it. I'm not making excuses for the guy, but, I like it. Offensive line played very well. Only let up 1 sack. Allowed for Nick Chubb to rush for 141 yards.
With 2 backups.
With 2 backups.
The center and James Hudson. That's very impressive.
Do we get Conklin back this week?
I think so. He was warming up before the game, doing the pregame stuff. So I would imagine this week. I was a betting man.
I like it. I mean, offensive line needs to stay consistent, need to stay healthy. We can do that. The rest will fall into place. Defense played well. Let me see. Break down the stats. Myles Garrett had 2 sacks. John Johnson had 7 tackles. I thought we had an interception. We did. Delpit had that pick.
John Johnson had half a sack.
Yeah, John Johnson had half a sack. Jadeveon Clowney had half a sack. Tommy, what is Toe guy? Toe fun guy? How do you say his name?
Tommy Togiai.
Tommy Togiai had half a sack. Defense played pretty well. Almost blew it in the second half. The blown coverage play with Robbie Anderson. Baker Mayfield threw that bomb. Whatever. Annoying. But
I'm sure they replayed that play a couple times during the film session this week.
Yeah, and it is what it is. It's expected. You can't play a perfect game. It is what it is. I would have liked to see Carolina score a little less, but I hated the Baker Mayfield rushing touchdown. That pissed me off so bad. But it is what it is. To see Baker Mayfield get sacked 2 times by Myles Garrett, loved that. And just to see him get sacked 4 times overall, loved that. The defense held Christian McCaffrey to 33 rushing yards. He had a rushing touchdown. He only had 24 receiving yards, but I think we played him pretty well. We didn't let him go crazy. Essentially, you take away that blown coverage touchdown with Robbie Anderson, the game's, not as close. And I'm a little bit more happy with the defense, but it is what it is. I can't complain that much. They played very well. And one thing I do want to touch on that we don't have wrote down is my boy, Cash Money Cade York. Let's talk about it. 4 field goals attempted, 4 field goals made. With a game-winning 58-yard field goal as a rookie. As a damn rookie. Cash Money Cade. That's what I'm calling him. Because he is cash money. So, shout out to Cade York. Anything else you want to add from the things that I just touched on?
No, you pretty much covered it. Like you said, defense played well enough to win. They definitely had their blunders. One of the big plays they let up was that I think Baker fumbled the snap and he picked it up and either C-Mac picked it up and just took off running.
C-Mac picked it up, yeah.
Yeah, it was a broken play. You can't really account for that. Those things I feel like happen in every game. There's always one broken play where somebody gets lucky. Yeah. The deep pass. Obviously there was miscommunication. One of the secondary guys jumped a route. Whatever. I read that Greg Newsome had the guy in the flat. John Johnson stepped down to also pick up the guy in the flat, leaving basically that guy completely uncovered. I know Delpit was back there. I don't know if it was technically his guy. Regardless, those things can be fixed. You know what I mean? It's, hey, on this play, you stay back. You let the corner take the underneath route or whatever.
Right.
Those things can be tweaked and those things can be fixed. So I'm not too concerned about that. But other than that, I mean, the sacks, the fumbles, the 5, 6, 7 batted balls at the line of scrimmage, those
Jadeveon Clowney had 3,
yeah,
I think.
Those are big, Can't ask for much more,
Yeah.
And an away game, the first game of the year, I'll take it.
Yeah. One thing I will add about Christian McCaffrey before we move on, he had 24 receiving yards. The play where he picked it up, they're considering it. I'm pretty sure they considered it receiving yards. It was a 21 yard play. So you take away that.
His longest run was 9 yards, so it had to have been counted.
You take away that broken play, he has 3 receiving yards, a total of 39 yards. So just to touch more a little bit on our defense playing well and how they played Christian McCaffrey. That being said, moving on to week 2, Browns versus the Jets, home opener. Gonna be nuts. Would be even more nuts if Deshaun Watson was playing. I would be there, but Nevertheless, let me see. They have the Browns favored by 6 points. Love to see that. Interesting. I was just looking at the stats that they have the teams ranked after the first game. They have the Browns second with rushing yards per game in the league. That's funny. Third in time of possession. I mean, I know it's only been 1 week, so we're literally second to last in passing yards per game. Anyway, Browns versus Jets week 2. Jacoby Brissetts. What do you mean by needs to play less timid?
Like the first game jitters, let that go. He played a full game, he's got a full game under his belt. Come out a little bit more confident. I don't want to say he was herky-jerky because, like I said, he doesn't turn the ball over, and usually that's what you do when you're scared in the pocket, kind of jumping around. He didn't do that. You could definitely tell the nerves were there, and I know there's going to be nerves every game. But like I said, he got that first game under his belt, come out a little bit more posed, a little bit more poised. You're playing another not great defense, but if you do make mistakes, obviously they will beat you. They beat us last year, but let's see a little bit more. If he's going to throw the ball 34 times, let's see a little bit more accuracy, get up in the 20 to 25 range, and just kind of, let loose, play calm, play within yourself, and just that's kind of what I meant by it. But
I like it. I think he'll play a little. I think he'll be a little bit more confident, and I know that's what you mean by less timid is probably just more confident. But I think we'll see him make better throws and make better decisions. Although he didn't he didn't have a lot of bad decisions, but I think he'll those handful of questionable throws that he had, I think he'll play a little bit better. Speaking of playing a little bit better. Getting Amari Cooper and David Njoku involved, I would like to see a little bit more Amari Cooper action this week. I think we will. I'm not sure how well the Jets' defense is. I mean,
do I know how good the Jets' defense is?
Yeah, I mean,
their ass.
Okay. Let me see. Didn't Lamar just?
Bro, they torched him.
Yeah, they did. I forgot who they played week 1. He had that bomb to Rashad Bateman. Wasn't it like 54 yards?
Yeah.
So. Yeah.
2 of their tackles are out. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's going to be. I'm not going to go there. I'm not going to get ahead of myself.
Don't get ahead of yourself against the Jets because we did the same thing last year.
Yep. I would love to see, a little bit more Amari Cooper action. Let us see more David Njoku. Like we talked about.
You just paid the guy. Get the guy involved.
Yeah. He's our best tight end. The most experienced receiver we have. I don't want to say most experienced, but he's been with the team. You know what I'm saying? The most veteran receiver the Browns have, if you want to consider him a receiver. I do. Garrett Wilson. I was watching him play the highlights of that game, and he was cooking the Ravens defenders. I mean, they got cooked, the Ravens did, but there was one play where he caught the ball and literally juked like 3 Ravens defenders out of their shoes. So him versus Denzel Ward, like you have wrote down, I think will be a good matchup.
Or even Greg Newsome. Either one. They're going to have to. Which little nugget of information here. Greg Newsome played against Garrett Wilson at Northwestern against Ohio State. So
did Ohio State win that game or did they lose?
Come on, bro. Did they win?
Oh no, that was the year they lost to. I don't know why Northwestern. Who was the team they almost lost to in the playoffs? Or it was like a bowl game or something that year.
I think they played Northwestern twice, but
I don't know. I got him mixed up with another team, Northwestern and Greg Newsome. Either way. I didn't know Corey Davis was on the Jets.
Yeah.
He was on the Titans last year.
Oh, they beat Minnesota 45-31 last year. Just went to look it up. But that was a game where they were playing like shit in the first half and went bonkers
Was
in the
it? Yeah,
second.
but it'd be 2 years ago because Greg Newsom played 2 years ago.
Oh, shit, you're right. You can keep talking. I'll find it because now I'm interested.
Yeah. I'm interesting to see Joe Flacco. Joe Flacco is going to get lit the fuck up. Excuse my language. But not really excuse my language. But yeah, I think the defense is going to eat Joe Flacco alive. I don't think he throws the ball 59 times again. That dude's arm had to have been falling off. So would love to see another big game from my man Jadeveon Clowney and Myles Garrett. Are you done looking that up yet?
Yeah, they beat Northwestern in the Big Ten championship 22-10.
I knew they played him in like a championship game. I thought it was closer than that.
Garrett Wilson had 4 catches for 49 yards.
Okay, Greg Newsom had him on lockdown. Okay, moving on. The Browns revealed their new field design today. It has Brownie the Elf in the middle, and then the end zones are white with the helmets, the small orange helmets, and they say Browns in white. I've seen a lot of mixed reviews. Most people of our generation seem to love it. I love it personally. It was personally the one that I voted for. But some people don't like it. I've seen some people say they would have rather seen the dog in the middle.
No.
I don't know how well that would look. I don't know.
I think they absolutely got it right.
I 100% do.
I think the orange helmet in the middle of the field is dumb. I never really was a huge fan of that.
Boring to me.
It's so boring. A dog, I get it to an extent because, obviously the dog pound, but that's a nickname. The elf has been a part of the Browns forever. Yeah. It was on the old uniforms. I saw people tweeting about it
today. And they were winning
the
championship.
Yeah, like the origins of the elf. It's been a part of the franchise for as long as the franchise has existed.
Yeah.
So it makes complete sense. I think how they did it looks awesome. The colors of it look dope. It gives it more of like I don't know. There's just something about fields with logos on them. More than just like the letter of the team. I think it just looks dope.
I like it because it's not the. There was 2 different elf designs, weren't there? I'm just looking at it now. There was the one that they picked with the elf running with the football, but then there was also
of him holding
the ball. Oh,
I think they got it right with the one they picked.
I think they got it right too. I thought both of them were of him holding the ball. That's interesting. I'm an idiot and did not realize that. I like the one of him running instead.
Oh yeah, it gives it more of like a.
I think it just looks
a football
fucking
field.
Cool. I just think it looks fucking dope. Like you're standing there proud with your chest popped out holding a football. I don't know. That just looks boring to me. He's giving somebody the fucking Heisman as he's literally running the ball. I think it's dope. I don't understand the hatred. Another thing, and we talked about this today at work, I wish they would do like an orange uniform. I really do. I wish they would. Now I know this will never happen because it has never happened in the past, but I would love to see them like do like a vote of like vote for your favorite like alternate jersey design, and do like an orange
vote for your favorite alternate
jersey
combination.
Yeah, with like an orange jersey of some sort, because I'm still waiting on orange jerseys. Those are personally my favorite. I had a Josh Gordon orange jersey. I had an OBJ orange jersey. They're just my favorite.
Jerseys were hideous.
Yeah, they were hideous, but they were the best color out of all of them,
Yeah. Give me a throwback Dennis Northcutt orange jersey. Those orange jerseys, like when Garcia and them played back in 04, when they had those orange jerseys, those were raw.
And I'm looking them up now because I'm pretty sure they were Reebok. Okay, why is it? Oh, sorry. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they were orange. Yeah. Oh, the orange one. Who is this? Who was Suggs? The Browns, was he a fullback, number 44, or a running back?
He was a running back. I don't remember his first name.
God damn. But yeah, these orange jerseys were super dope. And they were Reebok jerseys. I think Nike could literally blow them out of the water.
Lee Suggs.
See, that's what I was gonna say. Yeah, Jeff Garcia. I just think they were dope, and I think Nike could knock these out of the park. Maybe do them a little bit different, but yeah, I think the Browns need an orange jersey. Me personally, I love orange on orange. I don't know what it is.
If they did it right, it would look dope.
I love orange juice. The orange on white combination would be dope too. Either way, that's the way we feel about the field design. I wish they would do more fan voted stuff. I don't think it'll ever happen, but
I think it will.
It would be.
I think it'll happen eventually. I mean, no one ever thought they were going to change the logo. You know, the alternate jerseys we had last year. You know what I mean? So they're starting to open it up more.
Yeah.
Fans want it. They've been clamoring it for years. So, who knows?
Yeah, and the alternate jerseys from last year, I like them. The white ones. I don't know the 1946 jerseys. I don't know if they'll bring those back this year or not. I wouldn't be mad if they did. I also wouldn't be mad if they came out with an orange jersey.
Yeah, I was going to say, if they don't use the 46 one, they have to have some sort of alternate. You got to give the fans something.
Yeah, I mean,
people are going to buy whatever they put out. Everybody bought up those white jerseys.
Yeah, and they were super dope.
You can't really do an alternate brown jersey because brown is brown. You know, like.
I mean, they
could do a 75th anniversary brown jersey, but the color rushes, I don't know.
I mean, how many years was? I don't know. It is what it is. We'll see what they do. That being said, moving on to the fifth quarter segment, the quick picks, the locks, the upsets. Sean beat my ass. You didn't beat my ass last week. You had 11 right, or
yeah, I had 11. You had 8,
and I had 8. I don't know. I don't know where I went wrong.
I know you went wrong.
So, yeah, smart me would have obviously picked Tampa Bay over Dallas. But I like Dak Prescott. I like to see Dak Prescott do good. Obviously, he didn't. The one game that threw me off, I had Cincy as a lock over Pittsburgh, and they lost. And I changed that to the Packers over Minnesota, and they got destroyed even worse. So it is what it is, you know. We learn from it. We don't let it happen again. And then we keep pushing. So with that being said, hit me with your locks and your upsets. I got mine. Or let me find mine. Ooh, that's a good one. But go ahead, hit me with yours.
All right, so my lock this week, I'm going to go with the Raiders over the Cardinals. They're giving the Cardinals 4.5. The Raiders played well last week, not well enough to beat the Chargers, obviously, but I liked him over the Cardinals because the Cardinals got obviously dog-walked by Kansas City, didn't do anything on offense. So I think that's a pretty good lock. My upset, and I was kind of surprised at the spread for this one, is the Vikings over the Eagles. They're giving the Vikings 2, which is still close, but I think the way they played last week against Green Bay,
they got Philly 2.5 over Minnesota.
Yeah, -2.5, right? The Eagles?
Yeah, Philly's favorite.
So,
you said
yeah,
Minnesota
Philly's favorite.
too.
Yeah, they're giving Minnesota 2. Like they're +2.
Oh.
So that means the Eagles are the favorites.
Stop using the smart ass terminology. Just say Eagles are favored to win.
but yeah, like, you know what I mean? Like the Vikings played a great, on paper, Green Bay team, and the Eagles played the Detroit Lions. So I would think that the Vikings played a little bit better against a better team than the Eagles did, almost letting Detroit come back. But that's neither here nor there. Whatever.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take the Vikings. I like the way they played. No one can stop Justin Jefferson. So I'm gonna go with the Vikings.
Yeah. That was gonna be. That's my upset as well. I think the Vikings are just a better team. So I got Minnesota over Philly as my upset as well. Honorable mention. I'll wait till we discuss the games. I don't want to be doing that again. My lock is going to be.
Yeah, you confused our statistician.
Yeah, well, you know what? Maybe if
pick a game and stick with it.
Maybe if our statistician was smarter.
Oh God!
You think she'll hear that?
Yes.
She's gonna kick my ass.
Next week it's just gonna be me, guys.
My lock is going to be, man, son of a B word. Give me Denver over the Texans. I like that. They're favored to win by 10, and I think that is a little generous for Denver, considering Davis Mills just, I don't want to say he balled out, but he didn't play terrible. But yeah, give me Denver as my lock. First game of the week, Thursday night game. We got the Los Angeles Chargers in Kansas City versus the Chiefs on Thursday night. I'm going. Oh, this is going to be a good ass game. My mind's telling me Chargers, but my body's telling me Chiefs. But my body's. What are you going with?
Tell me yours first.
Ah, man. Who did the Chargers beat last week? Did they play?
Las Vegas.
They played Vegas. Give me the Chiefs. I'm going Chiefs.
Very smart. Let me tell you why.
In Kansas
Keenan Allen's
City.
not playing.
Oh, I didn't know that. I did not know
he's
that.
hurt, bro.
Okay.
Not to say they still won't score points, but obviously he's their go-to receiver. So definitely go in Kansas City. They balled out against the Cardinals. 5 tutties from Patty Mahomes.
Shocked me.
Spread the ball all around. Shocked you.
Listen, I thought, not shocked me because nothing that the Chiefs do shocks me. I thought the Cardinals were going to play a better game.
Well,
I just thought
nobody. DeAndre Hopkins is hurt or suspended. Their top receiver is Hollywood Brown. Their best running back is James Conner.
But yeah, I guess
Kyler was too busy thinking about Warzone.
Yeah, they got Zach Ertz. I don't know. Yeah,
Well,
you're right.
no.
They don't have anybody. But
I did think they were going to score more. I will say that.
It just shows you that Kyler Murray is not MVP caliber.
No, he's not.
He had a good year last year, decent year, but he was too inconsistent. But I don't know. I was just expecting Kyler Murray to, I wasn't putting him in that elite category, but I was putting him in that just below. You know what I mean? I just thought they were going to make it more of a game, and they didn't. So, but anyway, we're getting off topic. Then we have the next game, Washington Commanders versus the Detroit Lions. Give me the Commanders. My boy Carson Trash Can Wentz was lighting it up last week.
The Lions made it a game with Philly, but I for some reason like the Commanders in this one.
I'm telling you, man, Curtis Samuel, he's a real deal. Man, it's fresh out of college.
What?
I'm playing. I'm joking. Hasn't he been in the league for a couple years?
Yeah, he went to Ohio State.
He did?
Yeah. You uncultured swine.
Curtis Samuel went to Ohio State.
Yeah, he was like a scat back. Like he played slot, he played running back.
Interesting. I did not know that. Yeah, he's been in the league 6 years. My boy Scary Terry. Yeah, give me the Washington Red Wolves. Because I refuse to. Oh, funny story about the Washington Commanders. I
Oh,
don't know
here
if
we
you
go.
heard
Getting off track again.
today at work. Did you hear it today at work?
No.
We were talking about it. So they're I don't know, whoever puts out like their merch or whatever, they put out a coffee mug that says it has the state of Washington, not Washington D.C., where they're based out of.
Jesus Christ.
And on the back of it says got a commander's state of mind. Literally the worst type of coffee mug that you could ever put out. So whoever was behind that, you need to be fired ASAP. So just a little story time. Moving on, we have Carolina versus the New York Giants. Giants are favored by 2.5. Give me the Giants.
Yeah, man, give me the Giants. They played well last week, dude. I mean,
My man Saquon Barkley.
He went
back.
off for now. But
He's back.
as long as he's healthy, in games like this, I'll take New York. Shit.
Yeah.
Also, I don't want to pick Baker.
Yeah, I'm probably not going to pick the Panthers at all this year. I don't care if they're playing the Lions or the worst team in the league. Let me see. So the next game we have, moving on, Colts versus the Jags. Give me the Colts. They're favored by 4.
Yeah, I don't want to say they got embarrassed last week, but they tied, which is about as embarrassing as you can get. So yeah, they're gonna run wild on the Jags. I'm taking them by a lot.
Who were the Jags playing last week where they led and then they blew the lead in the second half? The Commanders, yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Jags suck. They'll forever sell the team. Then we have the Falcons versus the Rams in LA. LA's favored by 10.5. Give me the Rams.
Yeah, they got embarrassed last week by the Bills. They're gonna bounce back in a big way. I'm taking the Rams.
What was I gonna say? Yeah, I don't think the Falcons they might be the worst team in the league this year. I just think banking on Marcus Mariota leading you to a successful season is not the right thing to do. But that's just
well,
me.
in their defense, they thought they had Deshaun Watson literally until the last day, and their options were very limited.
Get cooked.
But yeah, they're gonna be dog shit.
Even with Deshaun Watson, all they'd have is Kyle Pitts.
Yeah, but Deshaun literally elevates everybody around him.
Yeah, that's true, but whatever.
And they probably could have convinced a receiver to go there if Deshaun went there. But that's beside the point.
Then we have Cincinnati in Dallas. Give me Cincinnati.
Yeah, they got embarrassed last week too. Burrow did not play well, had 4 picks or something like that. Dallas is going to be terrible without Dak Prescott, so give me the Bengals.
Yeah. I just really think that, I don't know, you said Michael Gallup comes back this week?
He's questionable right now, but I don't know if he'll play. Even if he does, they're going to lose without Dak.
I think with Dak and Michael Gallup back, I think they'd be okay, but I don't think CeeDee Lamb can do it by himself. That's why they got exposed last week by Tampa Bay. Then we have Arizona versus the Raiders. This could potentially be a good game. I'm going to go Vegas.
Yeah, I'm going to take Vegas. I think that's a safer pick.
Yeah.
Knowing the Cardinals can stop Devontae Adams.
Yeah, I mean, did he play well last week?
Yes.
I didn't even see his stats.
He had like 12 catches.
Oh gosh. Yeah, give me the Raiders. Now I'm just interested, sorry. 10 catches, 17 targets, 141 yards. Lord have mercy. And they
Lord
lost
have
to the
mercy.
Chargers. Lord. All right. So then we got Tennessee versus the Bills in Buffalo. Give me the Bills.
Bills by at least 20.
Yeah. They're favored by 10, but, I think 20 is. Oh, that's the Monday night game. There's 2 Monday night games. We'll discuss the other one at the end of the show. Then we have. Dun, da, 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 da. And if you're wondering how I'm going about doing these games, I'm just going. There's 2 columns on Yahoo Sports. I'm going down the first column, then I'm going on the second column. So, the next game, Browns and Jets in Cleveland. Browns are favored by 6. I'm picking the Browns every day of the week and twice on Sunday. Do I even need to say it? Do I even need to say it anymore? They know.
I think they win by more than 6.
Oh, for sure.
I don't expect it coming down to the wire this week. Let's just say that.
Oh God, I hope not.
There's just no way, bro. Our defense is too good for that against a team like the Jets.
I don't even want to think about it. I don't even want to think about like it being like it was last week against Carolina. I don't even want to think about it. Are you picking the Browns or the Jets? You didn't say.
I said the Browns win by more than 6.
Oh, but you didn't say. Yeah, I'm going with the Browns. So.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'll take the Browns.
Then we have Tampa Bay versus the Saints in New Orleans. Tampa Bay is favored to win by 3. I think they win by more than that, though. I'm going Tampa Bay.
I don't know, man. New Orleans gives Tampa fits every time they play.
That's right.
Every time.
And they got Michael
They
Thomas
beat them
back
last year.
and he scored twice.
I don't even know who their quarterback was. It wasn't Jameis because he was hurt, but they beat Tampa.
Was it, what's his name? The white boy?
I don't think it was, what the hell is his name? Taysom Hill. It wasn't Taysom Hill. I don't know who it was. Trevor Siemian, maybe? With that said, I'm going to go with Tampa.
Yeah,
Swerve.
I mean.
Swerve.
I'm trying to see. Hold on. Don't. Now
Godwin is hurt, though, so that could play a factor.
He got hurt? What happened to him?
He hurt his hamstring. They're saying he's going to be out for sure.
Well, that's annoying. Good thing they have Julio God Jones, whose career just magically revamped. I mean, he didn't have too great of a game.
Bro, anybody's career is going to revamp when you're playing with Tom Brady.
Yeah. So, they played, I don't know what week this was. New Orleans won 36-27, and it was, that was the game Jameis Winston got hurt.
So they beat Tampa twice.
Jameis Winston was 6 of 10, 56 yards and a touchdown, and then Trevor Siemian was 16 of 29 with a tutty.
And they won.
Yeah, and they won.
Wow.
And Tom Brady threw 4 touchdowns. That was the game that they almost came back, I'm pretty sure. Tom Brady had 375 yards and 4 touchdowns. Jeez Louise. And they still lost.
What happened the second time they played?
Let me see what week they played.
It was towards the end of the year.
You think?
Yeah.
We're spending entirely too much time on this. Entirely too much time. But I want to know, damn it. And you need to prove your point that they always had their number. Week 15. Yep, they beat them 9-0. They kicked 3 field goals. Taysom Hill was quarterback. Tom Brady was 26-48 with 1 interception. Yeah, Taysom Hill was quarterback. Gosh, it just wasted so much time for literally nothing.
Just for us to pick Tampa.
Just for us to pick Tampa. God, I apologize if you're listening. Then we have New England versus Pittsburgh. New England's favored to win by 1.5. I don't want to pick the Steelers. And they don't have TJ Watt. And Najee Harris got hurt last week. I'm going to go with the Patriots just because fuck the Steelers and Steelers fans. And I think Mac Jones is a better quarterback than Mitch Trubisky.
Yeah, I refuse to pick the Steelers, especially against one of my favorite teams. And although New England played like dog shit last week, I think they'll get it figured out this week, and I think they'll beat Pittsburgh. So I'm taking New England.
Yeah, I think they beat them. I don't want to say with ease, but TJ Watt literally runs that whole defense. With him out, I just don't think they have an identity or a pass rush. Then we have Miami versus Baltimore. Good game. Baltimore's favored to win by 3.5. It's in Baltimore. But I don't know. I really want to pick Miami. What do you hit me with your pick first?
This is definitely a tough one. I went back and forth on it a lot. I almost picked it as my lock or upset one of them. I'm going to take Miami. I think they have more offensive firepower currently. Outside of the quarterback position, obviously, because Lamar is better than Tua. But if you shut down Lamar, you don't really have much. Against the Dolphins, you got to shut down Tyreek Hill, which no one can do. And you also got to shut down Jalen Waddle. So I think Miami takes this one.
Yeah. I don't want to pick the same exact teams as you, but damn, I'm going Miami too. I think they're I don't want to say they're a sleeper because like everybody knows that they're good. I think they're I don't know. Now I'm thinking about Baltimore. I don't know. I'm going Miami. I don't want to think about it because then I'll start to get carried away and start looking at stats and shit that I don't need to. I'm going Miami. Final answer. Then we have Seattle versus San Fran. They have San Fran favored to win by 10. However, Geno Smith is playing MVP level football. Give me San Fran.
Yeah, give me San Fran. I think last week's loss was a fluke. They played in a monsoon. So definitely I'll take San Fran this week.
Then we have Houston versus Denver. Was this my lock? Yeah, this was my lock. So yeah, I got Denver.
I don't think there's any way Denver loses again. So I'm gonna take Broncos country. That's right.
You're gonna say that every time you can, huh?
Every single week, bro. Every single week I pick them to win anyway.
So this was gonna be my other potential upset, but I wasn't too confident about it. The Chicago Bears versus the Green Bay Packers in Green Bay. Now, we all know Aaron Rodgers, week 1 last year, they got blown out. Week 1 this year, they shit the bed. So I don't think they're going to have as bad of a game as they did, but I also don't think the Bears should be disrespected by saying that Green Bay is going to win by 10. Because they got Green Bay favored to win by 10. I think that's a little bit disrespectful. But I am going to go Green Bay.
Yeah, Aaron Rodgers always tends to bounce back. So I think it's a safe pick to take Green Bay. So that's what I'll do.
This is just me assuming they're going to get it together. Who knows? Maybe they will be shit this year. I don't know. And then the last game of the week is the other Monday night game, Minnesota versus Philly. So Sean's upset. He's picking Minnesota. I'm picking Minnesota too. We just picked the same exact team to win for every single game. That is no fun, but I'm not going to pick a different team just because I want to.
It's okay. Different. I've got the winning formula.
Obviously. Hey, I'm not afraid to say you don't. Or I'm not afraid to say that you do. Yeah. I'm not afraid to admit that. Fuck it. You lead the way, Captain. So, yeah, I'm taking Minnesota. Sean's taking Minnesota. Justin Jefferson's a cheat code. And it is what it is. So that's going to do it. Anything you want to add about that game or anything else?
No, we pretty much covered everything, man. I'm excited. The NFL's fully in swing. It's not football season unless I'm losing 4 out of my 5 fantasy leagues week 1. So your boy is back.
Hey, you beat me.
That's the only one that matters.
I won in the podcast league. I played this guy. His team name is On the Run, On the Hunt with a full chub. So
10 out of 10 name, by the way.
He played J.K. Dobbins, so 0 out of 10 fantasy player. But whatever.
Listen, I will say this. It's regarding fantasy, not exactly fantasy. If you are in a Survivor League this year, good luck to you. I am in one that had 70-plus people. 44 were eliminated week 1. 44.
Yikes.
So you better be picking them teams with confidence because
week one had
is
a lot
any
of
indication,
upsets.
it's going to be a crazy year.
Week 1 had a lot of upsets. I feel like a lot of people picked the Steelers to lose, too.
Oh, everybody would have picked the Steelers to lose.
It dropped from...
And the tie with Indy, bro.
Yeah. It dropped from, 73 to 25.
The San Fran losing, Green Bay losing, Denver losing.
Yeah. I want no part of a Survivor League this year. I've gotten cooked the last 3 years I've done it, so no thank you. So, with that being said, that's going to do it for the episode. Thank you guys for tuning in. We drop episodes every Thursday morning so that you can get the Thursday game. You get the Sunday games. You get the Monday game. You know what I'm saying? So, thank you guys for tuning in. We appreciate it. And as always, we'll see you guys on the other side.